So R&B, what have you done lately on your show?
Yeah, like Michael mentioned, we recently did a video on Pink Floyd and just talking about the chances of a reunion. You know, we have obviously with with Dark Side of the Moon, all the talk is about the 50th anniversary package that's coming up. That's like, $1,000 or whatever.
Oh wow!
But that got me thinking, because that's always one of those top reunions that people fantasize about, right? People talk about that, even though we got that in 2007 with Zepp, and we got a brief bit of it, with Floyd in 2005. But it's still one of those things that as long as, enough of the primary members are still alive, you got people yearning for it. So I kind of thought,
that's exactly,
yeah, let's look at what the potential pros and cons of that would be if we look at it realistically. So that was one. And then Ron and I had started a series where we were doing Overrated or Not.
Right.
And basically taking some of these sacred cow albums that we all revere and really just doing a deep dive on each of these albums and saying, well, is it, ultimately, is it overrated or not? And we did Sgt. Pepper, we did The Wall, we did
Tommy,
we did Tommy. Yeah. So we've done several of those. So that would probably be an ongoing series as well.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the continuation of that because you guys really do cover them really well. And you know what? I don't always agree with the assessments, but you guys are always well thought out. Even if we come to Bruce and I don't disagree too often. I'd say our musical sensibilities are pretty well aligned. But when we do disagree, or I like this album better than him, I can always say, man, the man's done his homework and his argument makes sense. It's just, I believe this, he believes that. But he covers the bases, Royce. He really does.
We don't always agree either. As well.
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
That's what makes it interesting, though, right? It's like, because it's like you kind of learn from a lot of these channels, and that's what I think has been the most fun thing about doing these videos is the community, because you really start getting into other people's stuff, and through them, you see what the other points of references are. And I think you were talking earlier about having that narrow bandwidth at first, and that's really how your tastes start to grow and evolve is through kind of getting all this stuff. And then it makes you reassess. You'll hear someone else's opinion on it and be like, well, let me go back and revisit that.
Well, I was going to say, it was like today on Rachel's stream. Everybody was mentioning and by the way, Rachel, when I mentioned Bridges to Babylon, it was in answer to you saying, what was their last great album? Yeah. It's not my favorite album. It seemed like it got translated there. But Rachel and I didn't agree with that. But I know Rachel does her research, and we agree so much that it's just a matter of, nobody's going to agree all the time. That's impossible.
No way.
Everyone has obviously like different frames of reference, different eras that you approach the music from. So I think depending on how it hits you and when it hits you, these things are highly subjective anyway, but it's always interesting.
Here's the power of one subscriber. I swear to God, Helene Spalding. Helene Spalding is one of my early subscribers. When she joined, I this time last year, Rachel, I had 400 subscribers. Okay. Yeah. And I was happy with that growth. Are you kidding me? 4 months? That was great. But she shared my video with Wayne over on Soul Train Bro. And then he just grabbed the whole video. He played it. He did this big send up.
And how many subs did he have when he sent it?
He was in the 20,000s. He was like 30 times my size, and that's the power of one loyal subscriber. All right. Yeah. Helene Spalding connecting. I guess what you just said is hey Wayne, and he always answers. I try to always answer my videos. Yeah. It's getting harder and harder. But I always spend 2 to 4 hours a day answering the comments because that's part of what my channel's about too.
Yeah, you build the tribe.
Yeah, and so that takes a lot of time out of my thing. But here's the deal. Once he did that, right around that time, I had actually, because this time last year, I had maybe 3 rock videos. The rest were tutorials on how to edit, how to light. The nature of the channel changed overnight. And so by the time I just started getting better, I won't say good, but better in my presentations. If I can just stop this,
No,
you know, I swear to God, I talk with my hands, and I know it's distracting. And so sometimes I'm doing videos, and it's like I feel like I need to sit on my hands because it's
no,
you know,
your hand movements are really good.
Can I say something? Hey, Helene Spalding, do you mind sharing a dog video?
No, but I'm serious. You know, it can happen that fast, but you know, that initial run, he got me up. I remember him saying, by the time he got from January to like March, I had gotten up to 700. So my growth was solid. All right. But then he did that, and I was at 1,500 within a week. Then I started really upping the videos and everything. And a couple of other things happened. It's a long story, but that's when it took off, is right at that time, you know. And it's Wayne, you know, I mean, the guy didn't have to do that. And I mean, he really put a lot of effort and a lot of time into shouting me out.
I think that there comes a point, there's a number where and I'm starting to approach that number where you're hitting escape velocity, because the channel starts,
it does happen.
People come in and they go, oh, there's 27, now I'm at 2,800 people, or like I just gained 4. I haven't even done a short today, and I want to do one after. So when I conclude this, I'm actually going to quickly go do one, upload it, just because I do them like that. And every time I do one, I boom, boom, boom. And by the time the videos settle in there for 5 hours, I've got 10 subs on average. This is what it's doing.
Yeah, but don't, Michael, I understand what kickstarted you, but don't sell yourself short, because in my business, the content is secondary. It's the person delivering it is what people come back and watch.
Well, thank you, Wax. I appreciate that. I really do.